So this section I've just done is quite, it's not too bad, but it's quite overgrown. I met a chap when I was on the long road at the top of Shobdon Hill, and he was saying you'd need a stick when you come down here to fight your way through. And yeah, I can imagine flies on the camera. I can imagine there are times during the year when this does get very overgrown, very difficult. Flies everywhere. But yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, if you're wearing trousers, you've got nothing to worry about. It's just wearing shorts, you tend to get scratch legs. And looking up there, and you can see that it is quite overgrown. In fact, it could well be getting worse, and also the ground's very uneven. God. So, being uneven and overgrown, it's easy like that, you just slip and you don't end up falling down the hillside. So yeah, be very careful on this stretch. This is when you're coming out of Shobdon Hill Wood and Shirley Wood, I think, and sort of heading along the edge of Byton Common. So yeah, be careful. This is blimey, this is a bit dodgy. So it's gone from being a very uneven slope where I slipped several times and got tripped up by the brambles to being practically a tunnel. I mean, this bracken's taller than me, and I'm 6'3". And it looks like now we're going to have a combination of brambles to trip you up, a tunnel of bracken, and an uneven path. So this is definitely the most challenging part of the route yet. Not keen on this at all. So actually, I'm going to put the camera away. Well, after that scrum, I suppose you could call it. This is quite a pleasant sight. Kington, only 11 miles. And I've come 19 since Ludlow. That's pretty good. It's not bad at all, and it's 1:15. So I'm very happy with that. Still lunchtime. I've done nearly 20 miles. Ooh. Oh God. Those brambles have had more than enough out of me today. Bloody carnivorous. Anyway, Kington's down there somewhere. Well, 11 miles down there somewhere. So, here we go. Interesting clock there on the church. This is St Mary's Church in Byton, and I've just stopped this. I just thought it was out of sight, so I thought I'd just come and have a look. But then it occurred to me there might be a tap somewhere I might be able to fill up my water bottles. So I'm going to go and see if I can do that. I could do with a nice drink. So since leaving the main road, I took a wrong turn. I'm going to show you on the map. But basically, what I did was No, it's going to be too hard to show you. If you can see, number 14 is, you sort of have to leave the main road and then go up that road that goes down there. And it says, after 100 yards, to turn right up 5 steps. But I didn't see any steps, so I carried on down that road and eventually realised, what's out of focus, I'd gone wrong. So where I saw a sign for the birches, it's not focusing. I sort of turned right and ended up sort of scrambling through the forest, and I emerged like in a field next to it, which is this field here. And then looking at the guidebook, I sort of worked out that I needed to be on the opposite side of the field, like here, where this hedge line is. And luckily I found a sign for the Mortimer Trail. So I should have come up there. Should have come from down there. So I think when you do come off the main road and you turn down the other road, you must have to turn right quite quickly. But I didn't see any steps, which is a weird thing. I'm gonna have to check that out. But anyway, it's a bit of a diversion, a bit of extra tramping about, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna have a bit of a break now and then carry on. You should have less than 10 miles now. Getting there. So just after that last video, there was basically another path, very much like the one on Shobdon Hill, that was just brambles and nettles. I know I shouldn't whine about it, but when you've got brambles scratching the same scratch that's already been attacked several times, oh god, I just want to scream like a baby. And they pull on your feet as well. That's the other thing. Just grab your feet and you just sort of avoid tripping. Anyway, I was a bit unsure back there actually about where to go, and I am following the guidebook, and this does seem to be where it said to go. It did say follow an avenue of red cedar, which is what these look like. And at the end there should be a turning on the right. So I should have less than 9 miles to go now. But I can do without paths like that one back there. It slows you down, that's the worst part. I mean, I can moan about the nettles and the brambles, but it's the time, that's the big thing. So I did actually miss Wapley Hill Fort. I did see the turning to the right. There is a path at the end of the cedars to the right, or it was just before you get to the end of the cedars, where you can walk up to the edge of the fort, and then there's a sort of path that brings you back down to the track just before that house. I've done 22 miles, so I don't really want to do any backtracking. I don't think there isn't a huge amount to see. It's it's just earthworks really. And I can look it up on the internet if I need to have a look at it. And I'll probably be this way again as well, so it's not a big deal. So just got to follow this track. It's definitely. What does that say then? Seems to suggest going down that way. Let me see. Oh no, it said in the book it crosses several tracks. So we need to carry on. So this basically goes down to the end, to the bottom of the hill. Now we need to cross a field, I think. So quite annoying. I've just come out of the forest, and I think I took the wrong turning. I should have gone down that path with that signpost where it looked like it was going straight through the trees. I should have gone down that one. So I've had some extra walking to do, and I've got to Now walk down this road to get back on track. And the annoying thing is, this is the road I was on before when I got to that Birch's place and detoured to try and get back onto the Mortimer Trail to head up to Whopley Hill Fort. And I didn't end up seeing Whopley Hill Fort in the end anyway. So really I could have just stayed on this road and saved myself the time, but I don't know. There's a logic somewhere, but maybe. Yeah, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is getting back on track now. I should be able to do that just down this road at Stansbatch. Wow, some lovely views over there. I can't quite see it because of the trees, but there are some buildings. There's like a small village, I think, at Stansbatch. So I'm hoping there's going to be somewhere I can get a drink from, because I have now run out of liquid. I haven't found another river to try and fill up from, so I can filter it. So we'll see what there is at Stansbatch. So back on track now. That's where I should have emerged after coming out of the forest and going down the field at the bottom. Should have emerged from there. And that's Stansbatch house is here. And then Stansbatch is down this road. Let's see what we can find. So there was nowhere to get a drink at Stansbatch. It's just sort of settlement of houses and a church that's locked up. But then not long after that I did come to this stream, so further up there I stopped and filled up my Knock water bag. I can't remember the name of the water filter now, but I filtered some water back into my soft flasks and put half a hydration tablet in each of them. So that'll sort me out now for the last few miles. And I had a good long drink of water as well, straight from the filter. God, it was nice. It should help energise me a bit. Now the next stop is I've got to cross a railway line at some point, and then passing a place called Denby Hall. So I'm just leaving Titley now, and I was about to just walk on past it, and I saw a sign saying that there was toilet facilities and tea and coffee and biscuits available at the church. So I stopped in. It's a lovely church. I think they've just repaired it. Just carried out repairs on it. It's really nice inside. Really great place to stop and have a cup of tea. So I had a cuppa and a few biscuits. Hasn't really rejuvenated my legs, but hopefully it's given me some more energy. But so yeah, it's a good stop-off point. If you get to Titley, you need some energy. You want to take a break. You need a loo. I actually planned to take a break at about that point, 25 miles, so it's perfect. Or you can go to the pub, obviously. There's a pub there. I didn't see it, I think it's further down. Further down the road. I've just got the last few miles now to crank out. I think this is Offa's Dyke, this mound. I think it's part of Offa's Dyke. I've got a lot of battery left in my camera, so keep it to a minimum, but I'm just still got a couple of miles, 2 or 3 miles to Kington. So nearly there. This is Rushock Hill, I think. So, finally made it to Kington. It's 8 PM and I went drastically wrong. I'll probably do another video tomorrow just to sort of recap on what happened. I'm running out of battery now, but I'll post it onto the end of this. God, I sound weary as well. Yeah, I went very wrong and ended up doing at least 4 miles road walking just to try and find Kington. But I'm practically there, so I'm just going to find the pub, the Royal Oak, where I'm staying tonight, and hopefully get something to eat and drink there, and then just crash out. God, exhausted. Hi, so just to go through the map and just to go through the route and show you where I had a few problems and where I went wrong. So starting off Ludlow Castle, that was fine. Just walked around the castle and then down across the river into the Mortimer Forest, then past the visitor centre, and into the forest. Then here I think, where it curves around here, I think that's where I went wrong. I think I went all the way down here and joined the trail down here, where I should have took a path coming right and then down here. So I think there was a shortage of signs, so it was a bit tricky. But yeah, I mean, in the end, I went in the right direction. And then Overton Common, that was pretty much fine, I think. Coming up to the top of the hill where it stops and turns here, I was going to take a path here because it seemed more natural, but then the guidebook suggested going into the trees, so I did that. And it was about down here that I saw the first sign, and that just said to carry on. I don't think there was a sign up here. So that was a bit confusing, but down here, this bit, you have to be following the guidebook, because it does say you have to sort of take not a very obvious path, and again, I'm not sure there was a sign there, but you need to know what to look out for. You need to look out for a path, I think on the right of the track. Then you start going across fields down to here where there's like a lane that comes off the bottom of a field. Fair bit of road walking here, sort of Alton Common. But I don't think I had any big problems there. Bircher Coppice, yeah, that was fine. Croftwood. And Croft Ambury Fort. I think that was generally okay. And all the way down to Amesbury. Pretty much followed the whole route, that was fine. Garden House Wood, Snedwood, Pole Bridge, Coven Hope, yeah, Shobdon Hill Wood, God. This whole section is big and it's a long, sort of long climb. I think this might be it, or even this bit. I think it's here actually, but that's quite a long climb. And then when you start to come off Shobdon Hill Wood, sort of around this area, that's where it gets really, really covered in brambles and sticking nettles, trip hazards everywhere, so that's quite a challenge. Byton, not much in Byton. I did check the church. I'm not sure it's on this map, but there isn't much in the church really, so there's no sort of water or tea and coffee facilities, things like that. So Byton, yeah, that's where did I have trouble. Wopley Hill Fort. Yeah, I think I actually started down this road as it says, and it said to turn off the road where there was a flight of steps, but I didn't see any, so I ended up coming down here, coming to the birches, and then cutting across through this sort of forest area up to the top of this field here, where I rejoined the track, and then came along here, missed the turning to Wopley Hill Fort, so I sort of carried on here. That was annoying, because if I'd have stayed on that road down there, it would have saved me a lot of time, but then I didn't really know at the time. This is where I made a mistake. Instead of coming down this track, which is where I saw the sign, but I didn't follow it, I carried on here, I think, and ended up going all the way down to the car park, and then coming back down this road to rejoin the track to Sandsbatch. Denby Hall, this is where I refilled my water bottles. Down here, that's a railway, but all you'll do is when you're walking along the road, you'll see the remains of the bridge on either side, so you don't actually cross a railway. Then it is disused, that's not really a surprise. Titley, that's where the church was, where you can get tea, coffee, biscuits. Just ask for a donation. There's a toilet there as well. There's also a pub somewhere there. Then there's like quite a long hill climb, steady hill climb to Green Lane Farm. Green Lane Farm, and then Little Brampton Wood, Little Brampton Scar, where there was a lot of deforesting, tree felling going on. And here is where I went wrong. Just trying to think what I did. I thought I got lost and I got to here, I think. Possibly here or somewhere around here, and I thought I'd follow the Offa's Dyke path down here, which would take me to Kington. So at least I thought if I follow that, I'll get to Kington. Not the right way, but anyway, what I actually did, I think, is I followed it in the opposite direction and ended up somewhere over here, and then ended up having to walk all the way around Kington, which was about 4 or 5 miles on roads. Not a lot of fun, but yeah, I got to Kington in the end. Exhausted, having done about 38 miles. But yeah, all in all, I'd say I did enjoy it. I do like the Mortimer Trail. Apart from there are 2 or 3 sections where there are a lot of brambles to negotiate, and they do tug on your feet and scratch you, and unless you're actually doing it, it's hard to sort of get a handle on how annoying it is. But it is really annoying. If you're wearing a shirt and trousers, then you haven't really got much to worry about. You just got to avoid tripping up, falling down the slope, whatever. But apart from those, and apart from going wrong, I really enjoyed it. Again, it's like any trail, it's best if you've got the really good weather for it. But yeah, I mean, it is best probably broken up into 2 if you can do that, but it's definitely doable as a one day. If you like challenging hikes, if you like sort of, testing yourself, seeing how much you can do in a day, then yeah, I'd go for it. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe if you like. I've got some coast to coast videos coming up soon. So yeah, thanks very much.